Good morning, everyone. Today's Daily Fire on Growth Day was about circumstance versus character. The idea of really what do you do when things go wrong? Brennan Burchard had a lot of awesome things to say about it. I'll let you go on Growth Day to watch that or listen to that. I highly recommend it. My take is going to be a little bit more spiritual and, as always, more kind of just directed towards me. There is like the idea that, for example, people believe that some guy and his wife messed up God's plans. The idea that people believe that some guy and his wife messed up the plans for all of humanity, of a all-powerful, all-knowing entity who can see through all of time simultaneously, is just stares in the face of logic and reason and says that the idiots who actually believe that have no clue about what all-knowing and all-powerful actually means. If God wanted us to still be in the Garden of Eden, we would still be there. Period. All of humanity working together, and Satan in all his fury with all of his paltry 1/3 of the hosts of heaven working together, cannot possibly mess up God's plans. We are not powerful enough. It's just that simple. So that means that all of the crap, all of the terrible things, all of the awful things, all of the horrible things that are happening everywhere, God has a plan for. Obviously, when something bad happens, when terrible, awful, evil person does terrible, awful, evil thing, that is not something God caused to happen. But he did allow it to happen. And as far as why, well, we learn in the Book of Mormon that sometimes he allows terrible people to do bad things so they can have a just condemnation. And what we also know is that he's going to make it right. He's going to make it so that everything by the end is just and fair, and everyone, even those condemned to hell, will say to God, "Thy judgments are just." And so how does that relate to circumstances versus character? The idea specifically of how do we handle things when things go bad? Well, that's simple. The work and glory of God is to bring to pass the immortality and eternal life of everyone who has ever lived, who ever will live, who ever could live on Earth, and any of the other worlds he's created. But that's a whole nother story as well. And that means if God is going to either A, cause something to happen, or B, allow something to happen, that means that all-knowing, all-powerful entity who can see through all of time simultaneously is already got a plan, probably made thousands of years ago, on how to turn that bad, terrible thing into something good. So that means that when stuff happens in our lives, even if it's just we're being stupid, we turn back to God, trust in Him, and then He will turn that for our good. Obviously, I would personally like to avoid doing stupid things because, well, if I have to explain that, then you're probably not understanding the human tongue. But that's a whole nother story. And so that means that whenever stuff happens, it cannot ever be permanent. And that we can change from it. That we can become something more. That we can overcome this. And all we have to do is just get up and move. And then we keep doing that. Keep trusting in God, keep working towards things, keep applying the principles of high performance, and eventually things will get turned around. And that's just the way it works. And it's an awesome thing to happen. I will talk to y'all later.